Jimmy, let's do it. Let's bring in our guy. Let's bring in the next segment. Going to flip everybody, everything you think you know about morning routines, because we've got a guy named Evan Marks here. Now, Evan sent me a big package of information yesterday. He's like, hey, here's about me. I'm like, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Yeah, I have no idea what you're getting into, Mr. Marks. Evan is here, and he's cracked something fascinating. See, while everybody's debating the perfect morning routine, Evan's in the lab turning cold showers into billion-dollar decisions. He doesn't just coach performance. No, he engineers decision. Yeah, I'm just got distracted by my note over here, Jimmy. I saw your note, Jimmy. Evan gets distracted by... No, listen. Because we got Evan Marks here, he's cracked something fascinating. He doesn't just coach performance. He engineers decision-making environments that transform stuck into unstoppable. Evan, market victories, C-suite breakthroughs, they all started with one decision that changed everything. Evan Marks, welcome to the lab. What city are you joining us today from, and where are you making decisions from today? Evan Marks.
First of all, can you hear me?
Can you see him?
You can hear me?
He's on horizontal. He's not on vert.
All right, we're going to bring Evan on the vertical as well here in just a quick second here.
Can you guys hear me?
While we're doing that.
Yeah, we can hear you, brother. We can hear you.
I'm a technology idiot. My kids just left the school, so I was screwed.
I'm the same way. I understand your pain. I understand. You're in the right spot, brother, because I'm side with you. Give me my fax machine back.
I will have a sip of my coffee while we wait to bring Evan Marks into the lab here this morning. There he is right there coming up on screen here in a quick second. And we always like to ask the first question of every single guest what their morning routine is as we get Evan. So listen, Evan's worked in NASCAR. Dude, if the guy's worked with NASCAR pit crews, the guy can figure out the camera here, John and Marty. I'm just telling you. The guy's been on some of the fastest.
We can't see you. Press where it says mute and stop cam at the bottom left.
Tech tips from C. Marty
on the vertical.
Good morning's live. Good morning. Good time. Good
Look
to
at
see
the
you.
youngsters.
What's
the
that?
Youngsters. I love it. Marty's. I love it. He understands how to run this tech stuff.
That's awesome. Good morning, Scott Brown. Good to see you in the comments as well. I love to see you guys. Here comes Evan. There's Evan Marks.
There we go. There we go.
It was on the other. There was so many streaming things, guys. I'm literally. I can't believe I figured this out. By the way, killer conversation you guys were having.
Yes.
Thank you, Evan.
Ever. People can affect how you feel, but never let them affect how you behave, ever.
What's your point of view on this, Evan? I'm assuming you're married. Maybe you have daughters, wife, or females in your life.
I got 2 daughters, 14 and 12. And listen, words matter, how we use them. We talk about emotional intelligence. It's fucking true. I mean, we're grown adults. Use your words properly. Understand the environment you're in. If you want to use the P, I curse all the time, but I know where I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I know the audience I'm with. I can talk to one client differently than the next one. But I have to be aware of one, how I want to represent myself, and also aware of how are they going to perceive what I'm about to say. Words matter. That's one. And two, we all have feelings. We're emotional beings, right? We all explain. However, we're able to become conscious of how we want to behave. That's called evolving. Keith, you could say something to me that I'm offended, but if I put mental space between how I feel and how I respond, like John, you were saying, you tell me that's not freedom.
Come on, baby.
I can't control that. Sean, you could say something to me that hurts my feelings. I'm a human being. I think I'm a tough guy, but you'll never, ever see me bite back, ever.
That's an amazing quality, brother. It's because so many people don't have that. They react rather than respond. And that's where difficulty comes from. That's where confrontation comes from. A lot of times it's just a couple of quick responses a couple quick reactions that make a big problem. When if those people slowed it down, took a deep breath and had a couple of responses rather than reactions, it could have just been worked out and everything would have been fine.
And by the way, John, it's not, if you come at me, it's not you doing it. It's somebody in my past. When you talk about psychoanalytical, it's like, how can you, John, affect me right now? I don't even know you. I love your hat. I love your glasses. Obviously, jacked beyond belief. But how are you going to affect me? I don't even know you.
That's exactly right, brother. It's exactly right. I shouldn't be able to pierce your armor. That's perfect.
You know what's
and you're my father, my brother. You're somebody in my past that got me. It triggered me. We're not Teflon, but we do have control.
What's timely about this, John and Evan and Marty, is that you guys are in America right now, and I'm here in Canada, so I really don't have a say in this at all, frankly. But I do want to offer this. The timeliness of this conversation is extremely important considering what's happening in your backyard this week, right? So just because one might wear a red hat or a blue hat, it doesn't mean that you hate the guy. It just means you might have a disagreement on somebody's policy. Just because Evan doesn't know who John is, but John's like, yeah, I like this color of Kool-Aid instead of that color of Kool-Aid. It doesn't mean that Evan has to hate John. It just means that John just might like a different Kool-Aid than Evan. Evan doesn't even know John. And I think that's part of the problem here, isn't it, Evan?
It's so true. I was watching for 15 minutes and I was jonesing at the bit to get in this conversation.
Yeah.
John and I we're not that different. We're not that different. We're really not that different. He's got daughters, I got daughters, right? Politically, maybe think about things a little differently. That's programmed, right? But you're telling me that kindness with intensity doesn't win? Fucking bullshit, dude. Of course it does. So you're telling me that I don't want the best for my daughters and John doesn't want the best for his kids? Of course he does. There's not a common denominator that him and I both live on? Of course we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may think, I don't know, whatever you think that's going on.
But it's policy, Evan. That has nothing.
You don't think something's going on his door, Ev, I need your help. If I'm a Republican, Democrat, whatever I think, I'm there.
Exactly.
I'm fucking there, man. I got you.
Yes.
That's the philosophy we need. I got you back.
And that's just it, Evan. And I think that's hold on, Marty. One last thing.
We lost sight that we're all still. You, Keith, I love you. Use the word humans all the time. Humans first. Somehow, that we're all human we've lost sight of that element of this whole equation.
Yes.
And if you take it, what does it really make a difference? What color you're wearing? Let's even forget about politics. Let's just say I don't like what Jack Smith is wearing. I'm a human. Does it really matter? He likes it. Perfect.
Yeah. Don't confuse policy, nation. Don't confuse policy. Marty, I know you wanted to say something here, brother.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I love how Evan pointed out, we all want the same thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And just me playing sports, I was fortunate enough to spend the night at different teammates' houses, different races, different cultures, different religion. We're all not that different.
Yes.
We're really not that different. So I think it's so ignorant,
dump, man. You know,
we all take a dump and put our pants on the same way.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all I was going to say. That's just super ignorant. I hate that about our country.
Hell yeah.
Let's keep the conversation going with Evan Marks here on the center stage. Your mornings and live with Keith and friends, and this is great, guys. I did not expect the conversation to take up the whole 30 minutes.
Keith.
No, I love it. That's the whole point of the show.
This is magic, baby. This is magic.
I had a chat over the weekend with this friend about conversation, and then all of a sudden, DeMar dropped pussy at or Drake dropped. I'm like, wow, there just sets up the opening loop of the show today. It just happened naturally. But Evan, here's what's going to happen. Before we break from C. Marty's fit tip, I got a question for you. Then we're going to come back and get into deep dive with Evan Marks. Get to know Evan. How we ask this question of every single person on our show. How do you start your morning? What is Evan Marks' morning routine?
How about this one? Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
The question is, how do I go to bed?
Oh, I love that.
Let's get it.
Start
Speaking
there.
our language.
Come on.
Speaking our language.
I heard
Come
you guys earlier.
Come on.
How do I go to bed? That's the big thing. Listen, when I wake up, I'm 52 years old.
Let's go.
Come on.
I'm ready to go always. Actually, I'm ready. I can't wait to wake up. I wake up 4:45 every morning since I'm 16. I'm ready to go. I obviously take a nap because I'm old now at 12 o'clock because I need my nap.
I'm with you, baby. I'm with you.
All right, since I'm 32. So it hasn't been less, but like I do. I mean, my energy, I have to know my energy cycles. But in the morning, fucking get out of my way, man. My kids are so annoyed when they wake up at 7. I've been up for fucking 2.5 hours already. I've been coaching, sauna, ice tubs, all this stuff. Shit, he's up again. But for me, it's how we set the pace.
Oh, I love it.
You got to know your tempo. You got to know your own energy and how you do things. Does everybody have to wake up like me? No. But I will say one thing. You better watch your night routine because it will dictate your morning.
Brother, I love that. One of the things I'd say is tomorrow's success is planned today, and that's before you go to bed. You know what that morning you wake up and your body just starts doing it because it's been mentally programmed. I love it, brother. Sorry for interrupting, but you got me all squirming.
So John, there's a great book, Jesse Itzler. I think we know Dave Goggins. He wrote a book called Living with Seal, way before Goggins was great. Who Goggins is now? Who's a mental beast? He has a line: "Remember tomorrow." What you do today, remember tomorrow how you're going to feel. Like that second drink, third drink. Do I really have to binge Netflix at 11:30 when I know I want to wake up in the morning? Nah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Remember tomorrow, because that's when you start winning. So I've really honed in on my nightly routine. My kid's shit. He's in bed again at 9:45. I'm like, God, I don't know what you're doing. I got things I got to do tomorrow, man. And my wife's, and then it's 5 a.m. I'm up and they hear me. They're like, God damn it.
I love it. I love it. All right.